Welcome to NBNR, the authority on unfiltered opinions and authentic player insight for Nebraska athletics. Connect with us on Twitter, Instagram, and at NBNRpodcast.com.
We have the saying, no block, no rock.
You know, we just really love Utter. He's a junkyard dog.
Kenny Bell ran up to me and was like, you know what you just did?
You get mad when you going to get in the portal and go to another podcast?
You know, usually dumbbells are in pairs. They had 5 dumbbells.
Dang on it, Muhammad!
GBR. No Block, No Rock, Season 4, Episode 11. Coming at you from the Nebraska Brewing Company tap room in La Vista, Nebraska, 68128. Before we get too deep into everything, I'm going to do all our housekeeping stuff, get it all out the way, if that's cool with you guys.
Yeah.
Yep. Go to Twitter, go to Instagram, go to YouTube, go to TikTok. What am I missing? Facebook, at NBNR Podcast. Go follow us. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts. Give us a 5-star review. Give us a listen.
I think as of right now, you can still catch 20% off merch.
20% off Evans Custom Apparel.
Yeah. If you use the promo code, you got to remember to get this promo code. Spygate.
Spygate.
20% off our merch. It is good stuff.
It is actually coming out of Jim Harbaugh's salary.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's giving you that 20% discount. It's not us.
It's not coming out of Connor Stallions' paychecks, coming out of Jimbo Harbaugh.
No, I've been watching his Venmo very closely. He's not paying shit.
Yeah, if you go to Connor Stallion's Venmo, it says NBNR with like a spyglass doing this.
Yeah.
Go to NBNRpodcast.com. Again, you can find our merch there and all that stuff. All right, guys, let's go around the table, talk about what we're drinking. I will start. As usual, I'm turning into the Connor Cadillac Pilsner guy, but not Pilsner. Pickle Fight. That's my go-to, baby.
Yeah, it's
so
a winner.
good. It's so good.
When you find a winner, you stick with it.
We've been having a lot of good luck.
Would you say that you've had that beer, maybe 5 out of the last 6 weeks? Would you call it a winner?
Seems about right.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
That seems about right.
that's why we've been winning, is because you've been drinking the same beer every week.
You're welcome.
Wow.
Kyle Byers, what you got, buddy?
I've got the Hefeweizen. I don't know why. I just walked in and Connor's like, what can I get you to drink? And I said, give me the Hef.
Yeah.
It was almost immediate, too. You took a little glance around, but it felt like you knew what you
Were you
wanted.
just driving here on the way, like, Hef,
Licking his lips.
Well, I was trying to think of something to warm me up a little bit because it's been so cold outside. And I thought about the spicy pickle fight, but I can't
that would
handle
warm
that.
you up.
I can't handle that.
You wanted to be warmed. I suggested Moab. You told me no.
Yeah. So that's what I've got. Mike, what are you drinking?
Do not do the Moab, please.
So I'm not a superstitious person, but I did have a good game before my pod beer because I have had that every week that we've won a game. But I am drinking the Peach Around. It is a good beer, something different. I wanted to change up today, and that is the definition of a change up.
Yeah.
It tastes like I'm drinking peach juice. So very good peach juice.
So I, 5 out of the last 6 weeks, have drank the Pilsner.
No kidding.
Weird.
Technically 6 out of the last 6 weeks. But
he was drinking Pilsner when Nebraska sucked, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brandon Kinnie. I know. But back in Brandon Kinnie's playing days.
But now we're winning. So Pilsner might be, maybe it's good luck.
Yeah, we'll see.
We have a special guest.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
And as our watchers have already seen, Brandon Kinnie, former Husker wide receiver. Come on.
Yeah. Here, man.
Yeah, you're one of those guys now. This is your second appearance.
Yeah.
So it's not special anymore.
Hey, you get to 3, you get a t-shirt.
Oh, okay. That's love.
Yeah.
I got to come again. I see Kyle. I'm like, dude, I need to come back. Let me back, please. Let me back.
He's drinking a refreshing Sprite.
I love some Sprite.
So look, if you come to Nebraska Brewing Company and you're not in the mood for turning up, or you're in a sober November coming up or something crazy like that, you can get a little soda pop.
Sprite.
Get a little soda pop.
I'll get a beer the third time. Third time around, come back. We'll do beer.
There you go.
I'll do a beer with y'all.
We got NA beers too.
Yeah.
We got NA beers.
And they have something for everybody. Yeah. Literally. Like we had somebody come in and they were like, I don't really drink beer. Guess what? They got liquor. Like they got it covered. If you guys need anything, They got it covered here at Nebraska Brewing Company.
Whether it's a Sprite or a pickle fight or a hef or a peach around or a Pilsner, Connor, help me out. They serve nothing but world class
in every glass.
All right, fellas, Nebraska is sitting at 5-3.
Another dub.
Another dub.
Now, you might want to say one more, to which Matt Rule would slap you like Will Smith.
Keep my record out your mouth.
Yeah, keep that 6 out your fucking mouth. Because he wants more, baby. He wants more. We all want more.
We want more.
But look, 6 is the magic number. It used to be 3 is the magic. No, 6. After a 17-point win. Now,
should have been more.
There's 10 minutes in that game where I felt like it might overshadow everything else that happened. But alas, a 31-14 victory over Purdue.
The boys did not fold.
So, yeah, I mean, Kyle, I'll just start with you. What's your main takeaway from this victory?
Man, the defense is ultimately, like Matt Rule had said, the defense is your identity. Those guys were balling out on Saturday. And then you've got your special teams popped up out of nowhere and had some big plays. I think one of the concerns that I had was obviously the weak, or I guess not the weak, but the shallow wide receiver depth. And ultimately, you saw some things on Saturday that I think was kind of something that came to fruition after the belly G option pass. It's like, hey, these boys can run. Let's just send them and toss it deep. Send it. And it worked out pretty well. And those young wide receivers stepped up in a pretty big way on Saturday.
We have a coach with us here in Brandon Kinnie.
Yeah.
And there's one thing you can't teach, and that is speed.
Hey, man. Effort and attitude, too.
Yeah.
Man. You can't teach them either, man.
And those young guys, they had all the above.
Yeah. They look good doing it too, man. We were playing down in Des Moines in our football tournament, so we caught the back end of the game. But it's just so awesome seeing those freshmen getting opportunities and like making the most of those opportunities. And it's not like it's a throwaway season either. They're playing like in some crunch time stuff, getting some great experience. So that's super cool to see, man. That is super awesome to see because that builds confidence for a long time, man.
Yeah.
I think just to stick with the good that we saw from the game. Obviously, we'll piggyback on the defense. I think everybody at the table could do that.
Oh, yeah.
Defense, it is a defensive football team. And even when the offense put them in bad spots, again, they rose to the occasion. It was nice to see some special teams look special. Like they looked good. That touchdown with Quentin Newsome and Tommy Hill, the high fives. That was cool.
That was great.
Yeah, it was a fun game to be a part of. That last 10 minutes was a little stressful. Though.
Yeah.
In the stands, I was a little upset.
I think this whole game came down to, I believe I said this maybe the last 2 weeks, 3 words: bend, don't break. And that's what this team's been doing, and I love it. I will say, and to quote Coach Rule, he talked about, he's like, maybe defensively this game looks, on the TV a little bit better than it was. I think there were, like he said, some things that could have happened that didn't.
Like the scrambling.
Yeah, dealing with that scramble quarterback, obviously we've struggled with that. But I think overall, the one thing I've been asking for the last 3 weeks was put the Nebraska defense in the top 20, you fucking cowards. We're at number 13 right now. I love that. So the defense looks great. And then special teams, again, special teams looked good.
Yeah.
But obviously there were a couple of big issues there. We get to a point where we're not even putting returners back there because we're terrified of it. But overall, I think for what we had, having only 2 players on that team not be underclassmen for this game, it looked remarkably better than what I expected. And it comes down to the development of Matt Rule and his coaching staff, and they've done a fantastic job. So I'm very excited for next week.
Brandon Kinnie,
Yeah,
how much of that game did you watch?
Man, we seen, I think it was like I want to say maybe end of the third quarter on to the fourth, but we were in the lobby running around talking football, talking about our games and stuff. So it's just kind of back and forth, hit and miss. It kind of sucks seeing Sims get in there and fumble again too as well. Just like, because you want to see him do well, right?
Yeah,
of
course.
And you know, we're at where we're at now, right? But outside of that, man, I think that they're building something well. I think Matt is doing a great job of just he's saying the right things, but he's not getting caught up in all the wash, because you know how we can be here in Nebraska, man. We could be great judges, man, super fast, and you can tell sometimes in those post-game interviews he's like, hey, man, look, this is just what we're doing. This is what we're not going to change from. And I respect that, because it's hard to sit up and take those bullets, those questions after each game, and then maybe be saying the same thing over and over again, because that is the process. But you know, us fans, sometimes we get so impatient and we want it right now. So, but it is cool to see, man. They're staying consistent on what they're doing. Like I said, it's like a bend don't break, man. They're just figuring it out each week. And sometimes that's okay too, man. You ain't got to have an identity right away. Just figure it out, man.
Figure it out.
He said it. Hey, I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one who yells it. You know, everything about this team is like contradictory to everything that's happened.
Yeah.
In the past, like 6 years. It just seems like, I'm not saying that they're the ones getting the breaks, because after all, they are still turning the ball over at a unprecedented rate.
Horrendous.
It almost seems like they want to lose sometimes, but that defense is like, no,
got
today,
you back.
not today,
Not gonna happen.
not today, Satan, aka Nebraska's offense. Nebraska's offense is Satan, and they are trying. They're trying to give the freaking game away. But like this team, guys, I'm gonna put it this way: they're making more mistakes than they were before under the Scott era. They're making more mistakes. And yet, you know, credit the defense, and I guess timely offense, I guess just good enough offense, but they are coming through and they're winning games. This is the second game in a row where they gave the ball away right away.
Yeah.
Against Northwestern, interception, first pass. This one, Garrett Snodgrass fumbles on the kick return. Immediately.
Literally the only way you start a game worse than the previous week.
Right.
There's literally the only way you could have started worse.
You have a guy that's not used to carrying the ball decide to return the kick instead of just call for the fair catch. And
Instinct, baby. Instinct takes over.
Hey, you know
Doesn't
what?
it, Brandon?
He didn't play scared.
If you're a dog, you ain't playing scared. You're taking that ball.
Exactly. Okay, Jared, I do want to go back to your point. You said
What?
we're making more mistakes now than we did under the previous staff
On offense.
I disagree.
Go on.
Because they're doing the little things correct, which I'd say they're doing so many more things right. And yes, we are putting the ball on the turf, but we are doing the little things right more often.
I like the angle you're taking with this.
So I would say that we are doing things light years better than we were doing under the previous regime.
I need a whiteboard for how many like random or not euphemisms, but like allegories I make here. But again, like Mike, you're saying we're doing the little stuff right. Putting together a good offense, it's like building a mosaic. It's a lot of little pictures.
Yeah.
You make the little pictures and you make them look good. You know, there might be some bad spots here and there, but it's going to look like a good painting.
Yeah,
like a good mosaic here.
And I think like there's kind of a new thought process now, I think, for the fan base, where something that happens on the kickoff, the guy fumbles, don't get the ball back, or late in the game, you've got a fumble recovery for a touchdown. The disasters don't quite feel like a disaster. Like, take me back to Michigan State, take me back to Iowa, where you have the game and then all of a sudden you just don't. And you just feel the air deflate out of the stadium and you're like, it's over. You've still got a quarter and a half to play. The game is over.
You don't even have to go that far. Let's talk about Minnesota week 1.
Right.
Yeah.
Like we had that game for what at that point. I remember Kyle, you telling me, hey, Connor, shut up. Like the game's still going.
Yeah.
Felt like we had that game in the bag. And, you know, we messed up on the small stuff and maybe some larger things as well. But ultimately that just tanks the game for you.
Isn't this amazing? Because after game 1, and Brandon, this kind of goes back to your point where Matt Rule after the game was like, whoa, guys, whoa. Because they lost the Minnesota game like they have so many times before. And it's just amazing how we go from that to now when they make these mistakes in this point in the season, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
defense has our back.
Keep playing.
This team, I don't know if it's just as simple as like the change in the coaching staff. I guess it's really that simple because all you can ask out of a coaching staff is, all right, you come here. For the most part, you inherit the guys that were here before. It's not like they went to the portal and went crazy and nuts like Coach Prime over in Colorado.
Not 57 new players.
All you can do is take the players that you inherited and that you've adopted as your own, if you will.
There you go.
And you're squeezing every possible thing out of these guys. Where before, I guess you could call it untapped potential or just mentally not there, mentally not strong enough. But it just seems like this staff is really taking everything that these guys have and going, here we go. What do you got? Yeah.
And that's almost an understatement because now you're squeezing everything that you can out of the second, the third, the fourth string guys.
Yeah.
Like
That's a good point too.
it's
man.
crazy.
Yeah. It reminds me a lot of 09, which is back to when you were a Husker.
Yeah.
Like the defense is just, they're
Yeah, it was
there.
lights out, man.
They're lights
Yeah,
out.
it was lights
and the
out.
offense just needs to be steady Eddie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we weren't either at times too in 2009. Very inconsistent too. But like you said, Kyle, like we brothers. At the end of the day, that's what it should be anyway. It's like, hey man, yes, we got y'all. You know what I mean? Our backs are hurting pretty much, but we'll figure it out, right? We're trying to do the whole team thing, which you have to do. But those are the things I feel like when you talk about new staff and old staff, they're squeezing everything that they have out of, but you're still seeing the same mistakes, which is okay because you still, it's a new staff. You're figuring out new year and different things like that. But you are seeing things that are now glowing that are much better too, right? The confidence in some of these boys, the boys that you may not have heard of that came out of nowhere, right? Having 2 or 3 sacks in the game. It's like, okay, that's showing that confidence is being poured into these boys and permission to go out there and like, dude, just play.
Yep.
Just play. Like, make your mistakes because that's going to happen in the game, but just play. We'll figure it out after that, right?
Yep.
So that's the biggest thing, man. When you can get young kids like believing and just going out there and playing and not worried about making mistakes or not overthinking anything or coming out of the game, just playing. I believe this is the results that you start to see of this camaraderie starting to build and form and something really special grow.
The thing that, like, Rule has a lot of, noteworthy quotes that he said. If we die, we die, and all that.
He's good at speaking, all right?
But
there's gonna be a book written about this man one day.
Well, look, even the "If we die, we die" quote, as buzzworthy as it is, just the one that like really encapsulates everything for me is just the whole. It doesn't matter what the play call is. It doesn't matter if you disagree. You just do it.
Just do it.
It doesn't matter that Heinrich Harburg fumbled again. It doesn't matter if Jeff Sims fumbled again. You play the game. Like, you do your job. Just
Do your
this
job.
is why you're here at Nebraska. And, there was that whole Emmett Johnson thing where, like, during practice, I didn't really hear the exact thing, but the essence was, like, Emmett Johnson, you're a running back at Nebraska. Like, act like it. Let's go. Don't worry about the play call. I don't care if you disagree with it. Just play.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter the mistakes that happened before. Play what's in front of you. One play at a time. Move on. Let's go. And that's the whole "if we die, we die" thing. You guys can play that till the hogs come home. But that's the one that gets me. Is just what's in front of you. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But I think what deserves a shout out. We talked about special teams. First play of the game, fumble, a muff punt that somehow got recovered by Quentin Newsome.
There were 5 Purdue players standing there.
That's just a prototypical, like, when I'm saying we're getting the breaks, it's like, whoa, I feel
was
like
one.
fate is like turning in our favor now. Like all those years
right?
before of
About
just
time.
losing everything. It's like, was that the moment where everything turned?
Right.
The most confusing part about that punt that was recovered by Newsome was the fact that it pops out of that pile somehow
Yeah.
towards the 50. And then suddenly it's back towards our end zone. And Newsome is the only one in the area to make that play. I mean, if that is not the football god saying, like, hey,
Yeah.
you deserve one.
Right.
So, like,
yeah.
so like a negative happened and a positive happened on the same play, I guess.
Yeah.
But Tristan Ovano,
My man.
Wow.
55?
55. People remember Henry 57
09.
in 09.
Yeah.
You were probably on the silence for that one.
No, that was no, that was
08,
before.
08.
That was 08.
That was
Yeah, I was
08.
watching
That
on
was
TV. Yeah,
Oh,
so like,
okay.
when I got there, I heard the stories of like BK. This place was like shaking. Like it was absolutely
Yeah.
shaking, man. It's
And
crazy.
Tristan Alvano field goal was only 2 yards
That's why.
from that.
Dude, and
And he had
And he
every
had
Big
a
for
leg.
him. Yeah.
he was good from 60.
But the win was at his back.
Yeah.
I will say.
No,
Hey. Mike, no, Mike,
bro, you make that.
they don't.
You go.
Mike,
I won't knock
go.
that. I am not knocking that kick. I was
Mike
screaming.
just adding to it a little
I'm
bit.
just
That's
saying,
all.
like, because I would have been like, oh, it would have been good from 60. But he did have a nice gust behind him.
Mike,
But
they,
he had the leg.
Gust.
they
Yeah.
don't ask how, they ask how many.
And he
Yep.
did it.
That's good for him
Yeah.
too, man.
He
That's
did
really
it.
good for
It
him.
doesn't matter how strong the wind is. What's in front of you?
He did it.
55 yards, baby.
Speed.
It was like
Oh.
2 weeks from the day he made a similar kick in the state championship in the same
Mhm.
stadium in the same end zone.
Mhm.
3 of them too. Well, not
Yeah.
that many, that depth, but 3.
Yeah.
Though. Yeah, man. It's impressive, man.
So I'm just like, for the defense, okay, I feel like, we can talk about how Isaac Gifford's a freaking baller.
Mhm.
We can talk about, during our post game, me and Ravi Lula shout out. Omar hit Stick Brown. He's
Yeah.
probably hitting too many people with his concussion.
Alleged. He's in
You know.
protocol.
Like we could keep naming, Quentin Newsom playing well on defensive side of the ball again with a special team splash play, amazing. Tommy Hill, best game of his life.
Best game as a Husker.
Just
For sure.
Best game yet.
you're seeing why Matt Rule is like
He
really pounding the
loves him.
table for this guy, and he's been
Loves
doing that. But just offensively, just sticking with like positive things that we saw. I need to see Emmett Johnson more.
Yep.
And another guy just kind of not really out of nowhere, but just like Josh Fleeks.
Yeah.
Every time he touched the ball, it's like, oh, that was like 10 yards. Okay. Now, he's not a great blocker or anything like that. Please don't get it twisted. Like, there was a play where Emmett Johnson had a blitz pickup on like a 3rd and something. And I'm like, hello, no block, no rock. The dude freaking blitz pickup. Give him the rock more.
Yep.
Because I feel like every time he touches the ball, he's always a consistent 6 yards per freaking carry.
He's bouncy, man.
Yeah.
He is bouncy.
Hits the hole.
Yeah. He made a hit on that touchdown run at the end of the game. I mean,
Just
he made
one
a
cut gone.
He made a cut. I'm talking, that thing was like
Yeah.
6 yards deep.
Yeah.
This dude cut and he was like already past the
Downhill.
secondary.
Yeah.
The man is a magician.
Yeah.
Yes.
It looked really good.
He'll make something out of nothing.
Yeah. Back to the Fleeks thing. Rule did say today in the press conference, he was like, yeah, I'd like to get Joshua Fleeks the ball more, but I also can't have him punching guys on the sidelines. So
Right.
that is why Joshua Fleeks did not play more. You probably shouldn't do that.
Brandon, how many people have you punched on the
Not
sideline?
on the sideline. In the locker room, maybe, yes, but not on the sideline, man. You can't do it on the sideline.
Dude, Purdue was talking shit the whole game.
Well, that one was like if you guys remember the play in particular, like, so the guy was like, he hit him out of bounds and then he was jawing in his face.
He like headbutted him a bit.
Yeah. And then Fleeks was like, nah, boom.
Yeah.
And
Get out my face.
Luckily, they didn't eject him or anything, but Rule ejected him. He's
Yeah.
like, nah, you're coming back in.
KB,
But-
yeah.
Nope.
It's the most simple rule. It's always the second guy that's going to get
Always,
caught.
man.
Yeah.
It's
Always.
always the second guy.
Heat of the moment.
Cameras.
Guys in your grill spitting on you.
Yeah.
Like, get off me.
Yeah, man.
Of course you're going to
I
react
got a
that.
feeling
If you're a
on that,
man,
too. Yeah. I mean, as a coach now, you're like, why would you ever? But I'm like, I was the first one to be like, yeah, bro, you tripping. Like, get out my face, dog.
have some respect.
Yeah.
No, I feel you. I have respect for myself.
Right?
Get out
No
of my
way.
face.
Not happy to do it.
No, I know, but
Did you ever, like, if somebody ever messed with you like that, did you ever consider just like throwing a big flop, seeing if you could get one of those
Because,
penalties?
man, we wasn't flopping back then, dude.
Right.
We just got it. I remember
That was the real Big Ten.
in junior college when I was we was playing Coffeyville. It was a rainy game, and we had took our visors and stuff off. And I was jawing back and forth with this DB the whole game. And finally, like last play of the game, he like spits in my face.
No.
Actually spit in
on
your face?
the field, dog, and I
Oh, you got to
went
rip his helmet off.
off, dude. And my coach was like, "What is?" I'm like, "Bro, he spit in my face," and he was like, "Look, okay, like I get it." I'm like, "You for real, man? Yeah, I blacked out, dude."
There's certain situations where it's like, all right,
come on,
I'll
man.
let you get away with
Like,
that one.
That spit. Like,
Oh, man. That's not cool.
You got to feel me a little bit.
That's the
Just-
most
that's
disgraceful
In
thing you
between
could
these
do.
lines, you're gonna feel me just a little bit more extra now.
Yeah.
No, I think you're absolutely right. You got to defend yourself, man.
Yeah.
And like a name that kind of popped in my head was, okay, so AJ Allen. People fell in love with that guy. I feel like we've seen more out of Emmett Johnson than we did over AJ Allen. And like, I don't know. That was just a random name that popped in my head. Just a freshman making plays, looking good. A lot of people kind of questioned, hey, he's from Minnesota. Fleck didn't offer him like
Mr. Minnesota. Like he was
That's
the
insane.
player of the year.
Yeah, that's insane.
And so it makes you think, okay, because with Fleck, I know how much we always talk about how much we hate him and all that stuff, but I think he's a good evaluator of talent. He's able to get the most out of his guys most of the time, I guess.
He's not a bad coach. I hate PJ Fleck, but you're lying if you're saying he's not a good coach.
Yeah. But we don't need this.
let's say PJ.
But I think his whole statement about Emmett Johnson when he looked at his running back room was, well, do you think he's better than what we got here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Well,
Mr.
That's
Minnesota.
a deep cut reference, Kyle. I'm glad you got that one.
Yeah.
We got it. We all got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just wasn't funny. Is that what it was?
You said it, not me. I didn't say that. But yeah, I like what we saw. Emmett Johnson lowered his shoulder in number 4 on that one play on the sidelines. Old boy went flying.
Yeah.
That last carry of the game, that last touchdown, did you see what Emmett Johnson did as he was crossing the goal line?
So Matt Rule today in the press conference referred to that as the X factor, like the 5-point football.
showing that you can do it. Yeah, man.
Like when that happened, I'm like, is he like trolling us?
Yeah.
Like, is he trying to-
if ball security is trolling me, troll me every game.
Yes.
Troll me every game.
Speaking of running backs and ball security, Anthony Grant.
Now, okay, I know we're gonna get into negatives. I know.
Did he have another one? I didn't see it. Did he have another one?
So he did, but it was not called a fumble on the field. But like
I feel bad for my guy, man. I really do.
a guy that is having these issues. Same with like the Sims thing. It's like guys that are having these issues and they're so obvious. And then like the small sample size that they get the opportunity to go back out there and they do it again.
Yeah.
It's just insane.
I know.
We don't have to get into negatives yet, but holy cow.
Well, so just we talked a little bit about the wide receivers. Jalen Lloyd makes a huge play. I think even more than that, what was more impressive was Jaden Doss. Look, Harburg dropped a dime.
Yep.
You could say he dropped it. You could say the defender made a good play, whatever. But then he comes back and makes a crucial 3rd and long catch. Just a true freshman out there balling. Like, you make a mistake, doesn't let it fester.
Yeah.
Just go back out there. Again, what's in front of you?
Yeah. Well, and I mean, that shows you like confidence that Matt Rule has too.
Yeah.
Like, all right, so Alex Bullock, the dude drops. He muffs the punt, right? And then the following punt, guess who's back there? Alex Bullock.
Yeah.
So Jaden Doss, he drops the ball, right? And then guess who's right back out there for the next play call?
Yeah.
Jaden Doss.
Yeah, man.
I like where your head's at, where you talk about, I think it is, Matt Rule's confidence in his players. And, at times it can be misplaced. I think we saw that a couple of times in this last game.
Well, I mean, we talk about why did Jeff Sims go back out there? Because he has all these issues. Anthony Grant, he keeps having these fumbling issues. Why does he keep going back out there? But you've got the positive and the negative there.
Yeah.
Right.
I think Matt Rule, I don't think there's a guy on that team that Matt Rule doesn't believe in. And I mean that genuinely. I don't think there's a guy on that team he doesn't believe in.
Yeah.
And for better or for worse, he's going to keep giving them their shots. I think, unfortunately, I would assume that, this performance from Jeff Sims might have broken that confidence for Matt Rule. That's unfortunate because I do think he does have the potential. I just don't think it's working out. I think Anthony Grant is really testing that. But yeah, like an error doesn't mean you're done.
Right.
It just means, let's work on how we can fix that the next time. But yeah. I love this confidence from Matt Rule and his guys. It's been refreshing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, just to kind of sum up the whole positives thing, it's kind of a lot of intangibles with you don't feel like the world is crashing and burning if a mistake is made.
Yeah.
Like in previous years, it's very refreshing.
Yeah.
And it makes me, I can't speak for everybody, but it makes me very excited when I think, okay, they're doing this now. while fumbling 5 times
Mhm.
and giving it away 4 of the times. Just imagine.
Just imagine. Use your imagination.
If he gets.
There it is.
Just imagine. They're finding ways to win now. Just imagine if and when he brings better players in,
Put it together.
it makes you very excited for the future. It's awesome. Now, for the negatives, Mike, you touched on the fumbling issues. You've been kind of not pounding the table for Jeff Sims, but you're like, I want to see him.
Yep.
I want to see him. I love Jeff Sims. He's my favorite quarterback of all time.
I never said that.
Tommy Frazier. Tommy Frazier sucks.
I never said that.
No, he did say that. I heard.
I
Get into
I
your.
have gone into bat for Jeff Sims, saying, "Hey, he was dealt a shit hand and playing on the road against 2 Power 5 teams." And I thought, hey, you know what, Purdue, 24, you're up by 24, might be a really good scenario for you to come in the game. And then he does that and he plays 4 plays and he fumbles it and they score a touchdown. So yeah, I think the ship has sailed.
And it wasn't just a fumble.
Yeah, and then there was the miscommunication where he ran the wrong way. It's just the little things. It just seems like he might be checked out. I don't know. I don't want to speak for a guy. I'm not putting words in his mouth, but it looks like he's checked out. And if I were Matt Rule, and we'll go around the table, but moving forward, if Harburg gets hurt, who's going in that football game? I'm going to be the first one to say, I think Brock.
I
wish.
Shit, I'd kill for Brock Purdy.
I think Chuba's the guy moving forward as quarterback number 2.
So I agree with you. We talked before the show, and again, I think Jeff Sims has all the potential in the world. It's just not really, we're not getting it. He just seems lost. But yeah, if Harburg gets hurt, I think it's got to be Chuba. Again, I can't speak for the Husker fan base. I can't even speak for the guys at this table. But I don't have a lot of faith in Jeff Sims anymore. It's unfortunate, but that's where I'm at.
It sucks.
Mm-hmm.
BK, what do you think?
of BK?
Man,
Yeah, put on your player cap. Put on your coach cap.
It's
Put
so
on both
tough.
Voted
I
team captain,
I know.
single-digit guy.
I think you still got to go with him, man.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I still think you got to go with him. I do think that it might be one of those checked out things because you can't be the number 2 and then especially coming from number 1 and then you get an opportunity to go back in the game and then you have those mistakes. You just can't. You can't. You just really, really can't. But I still think, man, that push come to shove and you're going into one of these games and he I forget his name. Golly, quarterback. Harburg is hurt. You gotta go. I think you just have to go Sims. I think he's still gonna give you your best chance. But it's just unfortunate for him because as a player, as a former player, you just feel for him because I felt like I went through the same thing my senior year. A lot of drops, plagued with drops coming from a big junior year, and it's like after a while, it's one of those things like, okay, what have you done for me lately?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, here comes the Kenny Bells, here comes the Quincy Anomas of like, dude, you got to show up, man. And I wasn't, and as much as I worked hard in the offseason, did all these great things, it's like, dude, you can't get out of your own head right now. And at one point in time during the year, it was like, dude, what do I look forward to now? Because now I'm splitting time. Now I'm doing all these different things. And I came from being the top guy returning, and now I can't catch a dang ball. Now I'm playing the mental game with myself. Now I'm carrying it around the campus of football. I'm like, dude, what are you doing, man? You're treating it like a job, and I forgot about everything. So, I definitely feel him on what he's going through for sure, because it's a lot of pressure out there, man. It is, unfortunately. But this is what now it comes with it even more now, especially what you're talking about NIL deals and things like that. You got the Migos deal, and it's like, oh, he's about to be the savior. And it's like, what is this?
Yes.
What is this? What's happening, man? So, but I still think, you're in the Big Ten, you still got to go with them, man. I think you do.
Okay.
So
I think you do.
You get in your head like that. You talk about going into your senior year. How did you deal with that?
Dude, I feel like I never got out of it until I left. And then it's like when you get to a new scenery, now I'm with the Chiefs, it's like, okay, they don't know these things now. So now I come in with a fresh slate, you know what I mean? Opposed to going to every practice and they all looking at you like, dude, this dude was the number 1. What happened to him? Is he gonna drop? it was just all those types of things where you just in your mind and you're just playing the mental game. And I wish so many different things were going on in my life at the time. Like, why I wish my faith was stronger. I wish different things that I focused more on. But it was just so much like, I got to be the man. I got to get back to my old ways. What do I do? So I'm like, again, playing all these stupid games, sleeping with a football, walking around campus with a football. And it's like, dude, this is so stupid. What are you doing? Just focus and catch the ball, right? So it's tough, man. It's a tough game. But that's why, coaching now and pouring into these young athletes, you give them a different perspective of like, yeah, D1 is cool. We're going to college for free and playing in front of thousands for sure. But like, never forget to just have fun.
Yeah.
Because once you turn it into like a job and you make it about all these other things about yourself and everything else, it just typically doesn't go the way that you want them to go. So just enjoy it, though. Enjoy it because it goes by so fast. And then when you get back, you think about all the things that you didn't do, you wish you could have did. But at the end of the day, it's a game. And I believe the ones that are special that can understand it, interpret that, and like and enjoy it out there while still being focused and playing at a high level. So it's hard to balance, man, but the special ones can do it.
I guess I'm trying to carry on with your point here.
Yeah, man.
Just the whole mental aspect, especially playing quarterback at Nebraska. It's just
fishbowl.
Like playing quarterback at Nebraska is a different beast, man. And when you see Jeff Sims out there, there's zero command. It's just like he's kind of a ghost. Just like I don't really know how to explain it, but like when he's out there, it's just it looks off kilter and it looks out of rhythm. And even besides the fumble, he almost hit the motion man again, and he's turning the wrong way, and he's not there. And I just, I think when he comes in the game, fans, especially, I think it's just a constant. You mentioned that block punt versus Iowa a couple of years ago, game over.
Yeah.
It's like when Jeff Sims comes in, it's like that. It's like he's going to fuck up. We know that. He knows that. He's got the yips. He's allergic to the football. He doesn't like it. And I know Harburg makes the same mistakes, but there's just not that same like that notion of doom,
a cloud,
black cloud. And I just mentally, I don't think this is the place. I don't think he realized really what he was getting himself into.
Yeah.
And it's kind of surprising because it's like Harburg, he comes from Kearney Catholic, and he didn't have years of Power 5 experience like Jeff Sims did. Like you would think that Jeff Sims would be able to come in and kind of go with the flow a little bit. He's played at a high level, playing at Nebraska, quarterback. I mean, you played wide receiver, so you get it a little bit. But quarterback at Nebraska, whole different beast. And I just think he's got the yips, and I don't know how you can solve that. And you just keep effing up over and over again. The only way you get out of it is by playing more.
Yeah.
But if you play more, you're going to F up more. And it's just a constant vicious cycle.
And they can't afford to now. Like we are
Now
one game
time.
away.
Yeah, it's go time now.
Yeah. We're one game away from
being
bowl eligible since 2016.
No, we're 4 games away.
You stop.
We're 4 games away.
I'm just saying we are
literally speaking,
one win away. We are 1 win away from being bowl eligible since 2016.
1-0 each week, man.
Yes.
1-0.
1-0 each day. The rule thing is go 1-0 every day.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
So,
but to like answer your question,
who would you go?
I guess it's still Sims.
It's still Sims for you?
Dude, I saw Purdy. I saw him.
Okay, but Kyle went into that a little bit a couple weeks ago. It's like he was kind of dealt a shit sandwich. I'm just saying, like, he was going up against Michigan. He was going against top 10 defenses when Purdy was out there.
How's Purdy's groin? I don't know.
Is he bought in? I want to see a rule Purdy.
And it's funny because, like you say, is Sims checked out? Sims, what do we know him as? A good teammate. He's on the sidelines congratulating
teammate.
Harburg with all this. So is he checked out? Maybe he's just checked out for the.
And it takes one big play too, man. Like he may, if he got in there, made a couple plays, get on the run, it may change
the rhythm
something.
going.
It may do something.
We talked about that with Brandon Riley as well. Was that 2 weeks ago?
A couple weeks ago.
Talked about getting like one big play.
Yeah,
can put you right back. On that level.
Yeah.
But Jared, I want to ask you. So you're still rocking with Sims,
dude.
No.
That is a very.
As
I don't know. That's a warped kind of.
As if Harburg gets hurt, Sims is your number 2. So I want to hear.
Not happy about it. Not happy about it.
So why are you taking Sims over Chuba right now? What is that big factor? Give me your one big factor why you're taking Sims. Is it the experience?
It's got to be. It's the only thing. It's the only thing he has left to hold on to.
God, I don't know.
His ability.
He's got 9 or 10
experience.
Yeah, experience
I know.
and his God-given gifts.
I know you could say experience, but it's like that experience is shit.
Yeah, so that is like I'm being
I
very
know.
genuine. I'm not here to like
No, I know.
clown or anything.
Dude,
Like,
I don't think I have an answer.
It's his gut.
And here's the thing. It's like,
is this like a coin flip?
maybe there's some comfort in my choice because ultimately I'm not the one that has to make the choice.
Yeah.
So I can just sit here and be like, just play Sims. He'll figure it out.
And we don't see practice every day, right? We don't see it. You know what I mean?
Are you like 60-40 Sims? A little bit higher, a little bit lower?
I'm like negative 80.
It doesn't matter.
I don't know.
Picking Chuba.
Because I don't know. I just don't think Chuba's got it. And I know he won't turn the ball. He probably won't turn the ball over at the same rate. I get that.
Which is a big win for me, is why I picked Chuba.
And Chuba's he's
Dude, I don't
an
know.
athlete as
Hey,
well.
I don't know. I don't have a good answer for you.
Yeah.
Ball security, job security.
The answer is
Jeff Sims doesn't have a whole lot of security in that job right now.
I let's play Chuba. Fuck it. I don't care. How about this? Heinrich,
just stay healthy.
don't get hurt.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, Satterfield, after Heinrich Harburg takes it to the chin and he's bleeding from the mouth, don't call an option play. I'm sorry, Kyle. Who would you pick?
I'm sorry, Kyle. I didn't realize you hadn't got to you yet.
No, I mean, you guys know how I feel about the turnovers and Sims.
Yeah.
And, I just want to remind everybody, Heinrich Harburg was laughed off by the previous staff.
Yeah.
Laughed off. And now he comes out, he's a starter, he's 5-1. So what does Chuba do under this staff?
Yeah.
I know what I'm getting from Sims. I don't know what I'd be getting from Chuba, so I'm taking Chuba.
And just the fact that they haven't even tried Chuba yet, it's like, is it the groin or is it just like, maybe this is the staff's version of laughing Chuba off a little bit?
No, it's not.
Well,
I disagree because
I don't know.
Rule
I'm
goes
just asking the question.
Rule goes to bat for Chuba every week.
Yep.
Every week.
And I like what Kyle just said. It's like gambler's mentality. I know what I'm going to get out of Jeff Sims. I would love to say I didn't, but he has proven it to me. I know what I'm going to get out of Jeff Sims.
Yeah, he comes in the game.
I don't know what I'm going to get out of Chuba. Chuba might, have some turnovers.
As long
he might
as-
have a bad game.
As long as you protect the football, at least in some capacity, that's not 3
Routine.
turnovers a game.
Yeah.
But before the ankle injury, it seemed like they were stuck and bought in
Yes,
on Sims, to be completely
100%.
honest.
Yeah.
And I was just like, well, when do you, you got to try something at least. But thank God for the ankle, because I bet you Matt is thanking God for that ankle injury, because that would have been a tough peel, because it sounded like they were going to stick with Jeff Sims no matter what. That's what it seemed like to me in those interviews that he was giving those post games. So like,
100%.
that's the quarterback.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's something that we
That's
talked
where the
about.
Anthony Grant stuff came up. Well, how you still,
Yeah.
because I'm a big Anthony Grant fan. Like I wish he was having a better year.
He's a grinder too.
Like, I like him a lot. I really would do this.
Yes.
I hate that he's going through this. And it's like, but obviously he had some trouble when they first came and different things like that. But it's like, dude, just go back to number 10. Maybe that's it.
It's a number change.
Go back to number 10.
Real question, talking about the ankle injury.
Yeah.
Do any of you think we would be 5-3 right now if Jeff Sims had not been injured and Harburg had to come in?
I mean,
Do you think
you're going off a small sample size?
I'm talking
That's
6
tough.
games.
That's tough.
6 games out of 8.
No, what I'm saying is you're going off of, if you're looking at Jeff Sims, like what he did the first 2 games, of course, most people are going to tell you, no, we
Not
would
a
not
chance.
be.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But we got to see
And
that
then-
first.
Yeah.
So
And then a
it's
small
like-
sample size in the last game, 4 plays, and he gives up 6 points.
That's tough. I mean, it is tough though, because some people are rhythm guys, especially quarterbacks. They're rhythm guys. You get a couple quick passes and stuff, and things can switch quickly. So
I can also point to his stats at Georgia Tech.
Look,
Yeah, no, I agree. No, I'm with
Like,
you on that. Like,
yeah.
I've said that. I'm like, if he led the NCAA in turnovers last year, or some weird stat in that form, like, what else? I mean, what did you think he was going to get here then? What was going to be the big change? Now, I do feel that 1,000%. But if you're going to go with him, okay, go with him.
You gotta ride
That's
him.
your thing.
I
But
feel that.
but it was still shocking, because I felt like if Casey Thompson doesn't get hurt, right? like after throwing 5 touchdowns, do we look back on this and say, you know, him leaving was the worst thing that ever happened? Yeah, ain't no telling, right, what he would have looked at if he would have kept on playing. But, you know, when we first seen Sims, it was like, dude, what's happening right now? But my thing is, like, if you seen it on film, you saw what why did you think anything was going to change here? It had to be something deeper that was going on. I feel like in that political game of NIL and different things like that. But I still think, again, if he say he doesn't play those 2 games, right, and he gets the opportunity that Harbaugh gets, it's like, does he shine in those games and take that momentum?
That's what I've been saying.
Because I feel like he's on a high right now. Like, he's balling, he's got his feet under, and that's momentum. Confidence is a huge thing, man. So, like, that's carrying him, and you still see the little things that he's raw with, right? His throwing motions and different things like that. But he's just getting the job done. He's figuring it out when he gets in there. So, like, I'm cool with that.
So, like, I think this conversation is so freaking tough because Harburg, he's second in the nation in the amount of fumbles that he's got to his name. And so, look, the defense has been so good, okay? And I think Harburg has benefited from that.
100%.
Now, I think this opens up kind of another conversation of, like, would the defense be playing as well if Jeff Sims was the starter? And so it's like, kind of goes back to that mental kind of thing. Like, even though Jeff Sims was voted single-digit number, it's like, it seems to me that this team is really rallying behind Harburg, where with Sims, I don't know if they would be rallying like this. And so would the defense be as good if Sims was a starter? I don't know. It's impossible to say.
I could take a stab at it, though.
Go.
So, like, this offense, when Jeff Sims was running this offense, we were running a form of the option with Jeff Sims, but not to this extreme. And so I think Harburg, the way that he plays, it does drive the whole team. Like, if my quarterback's going to go to bat for me and go take those hits, and he's carrying the ball 20 times a game, you know, like, if he's going to be that guy, like, yeah, I can go and bust my ass on the other side of the ball. So
a guy that lowers his shoulder instead of runs out.
The offense has changed. People forget that. Like, when Jeff Sims was in, we were not running belly option plays. We weren't running all this stuff. Like, we were running more of a prototypical pro style type offense with a little razzle dazzle in there with his mobility. But
Tom Osborne trick play.
Yes. So I think it has been a blessing too with him, you know, with Harburg being in here. We've kind of simplified things and just gone straight run the ball.
Yeah.
I don't know if we would have been doing that with Jeff Sims.
I think it's forced this staff, even though they make some boneheaded calls, in my opinion.
Yes.
They
like
still do
4th and
some
1.
dumb stuff.
What are we doing?
But with Harburg in, it's forced them to be a little more caveman and a little more, okay, what is working in 2023 for us? Whereas if it was with Sims, they would try to do more.
A little bit more.
They would.
Yeah,
that's right.
Because he's more.
Yeah.
He is still probably more of an advanced and polished passer.
Yeah.
Right.
He has to be, right?
I'd
He's
agree.
had more experience. And we haven't maybe seen it in Nebraska, but he is a more polished passer.
It's forced them to be more simple.
So I think that's like a double-edged sword there too. I think Jeff Sims is a more polished passer, but I don't think he has a higher football IQ.
Well, and that's the thing.
I think that is like my biggest question there, is because Jeff Sims is a good passer. I will give him that credit. He can sling a ball, but he doesn't always read it well.
Yeah, not even close.
Yeah. And so, like, that's my biggest concern. And again, you talk about, like, Harburg going out there, this defense, you know, going to bat for him because he's going to bat for them. If there are 2 words I can say about Heinrich Harburg, it's reckless abandon. That man is out there. If he needs to throw his shoulder and he needs to get that extra yard, he's going to get it.
Yeah.
And I think.
And you got to play with that. The quarterbacks, you have to. Like, you can't be any other position not fired up about that if your quarterback is doing it, because you look bad if you're not doing it.
Right. If he's the only guy out there doing it. Like,
really?
Yeah.
No, 100% agree with that. That's a great point, man.
Yeah, I think it fires guys up.
All right. Well,
yeah,
a lot of what ifs here. I don't really get down with what ifs. What do you get down with? What I do get down with is more beer.
Kyle,
so we're gonna take a break.
Let's
take a quick break.
What if I poured you another beer?
Yeah, I'll take that.
We're gonna take a quick break. We will be right back.
how would you say your mental focus is?
Oh, it's focused. I haven't, look,
Cash rules everything around me. Green, get the money. Dollar bill, yo. We have the saying, no block, no rock.
Thanks, Joe and Troy. You like that?
That was nice.
No, it's
y'all coming up, man. I love this, dude. This is so awesome, man.
baby. Hey,
This is so cool, man.
we got KB on the mixer and BK on the mic.
Hey, I like it. Let's go. Let's go.
So, you know, we went into break talking about the quarterback situation.
Put a bow on it.
Put a bow on it.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the bow. Here's the bow. Heinrich Harburg, please don't get hurt. And maybe this kind of can lead into the kind of negative. The last 10 minutes, you know, after the last 10 minutes happen, you know, they're up 24-0. And then there's a slight scare put into the team in the fourth quarter due to some mistakes that were made, whatever. There are just certain situations where Coach Satterfield, I'm looking at you. You are smarter than me. But there are some times when I just wonder what the hell you're doing. Now, what do you mean? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, NBNR? It's 4th and 1. Jeff Sims in the shotgun. 4th and 1. Again. We talked about this before.
Well,
guys.
go two plays before that. We were 4th and 1.
Well,
Got him a jump.
and didn't jump.
Didn't jump.
Like Satterfield cannot control that. I'm just talking about like what we should be happy with the coaches, what they've done so far. Okay, let me preface that. What the coaching staff has done has been really good. And look, ultimately it was a 17-point victory. I'm taking every win, and I am drowning in the happiness. I swear to God I am, despite the rant that I'm going to go on. But it's just Heinrich Harburg takes a freaking shot to the face. His mouth is bleeding. Then very next play, you run an option run where like the ball is in his hands and you know he doesn't fucking pitch. The dude doesn't, he's pitched 3 times the whole year. You know he's going to run the ball. Emmett Johnson's been having a good game. Why not just hand the ball off? Because your quarterback, who you cannot afford to lose, we just got done talking about this. He runs the ball and he fumbles it. Heinrich Harburg fumbles it. I don't know if it's because he was still seeing stars from that broken jaw he probably suffered. Yeah, broken jaw again. Yeah,
Here we go again.
No.
Yeah, we've seen that.
But Harburg fumbles. But it's just fumble. Even if he didn't fumble, it's just
too much.
Where's the common sense? I don't know. Ultimately, it didn't mean anything because they ended up winning. I just think it's the little dumb shit that still like might bite them later.
Well, I mean, just on a general, like, hey, I want to protect our players. Just like on a general basis of trying to understand that. Like, my man got smoked. His face mask came up.
It gave me like a stomach ache.
Yeah.
Because the sight and the sound together,
Crunch.
it was like, oh.
He didn't even see him. Did you see the hit?
I didn't see it.
Okay, so the hit,
God.
scrambling to his right, didn't even see
He's
the
looking-
defender.
he's
He's
looking
looking
up the
down the
field.
field. Defender's here and just
Ear holes.
Listen, I'm
cold
talking
clocks.
clean hit, perfect hit, but it was just like,
Straight to the chest. Yeah.
Yes.
Not
And then
good.
The next play.
Not good.
The next play.
The next play. We
They run
just
off.
decide to, hey, I know you got hit. Let's see how tough you are.
I want to give him an excuse, you know, because sometimes you just be in the midst of the game, you just calling the game, but it's like, yeah, you got to give him one on that one. You got to
Just
hand the ball off. Just hand it
Traditional
off,
run
man.
game. What
Easy.
are we doing?
Easy.
I just feel like BK, you playing football your whole life, I just feel like that's a hit that you would see it and hear it, and you would be like, ooh, he might not be like all the way there right now. Like, let's just
give him one
and
too.
this
Let's
is
give him
me. I've never played a down of meaningful football in my life. And even I'm like, dude has to be seeing just whatever. I can't make dude, I don't know.
If you're going to leave him in for the next snap, run the ball.
Yeah, you have to.
Run the ball.
You're up
If you're
24 to nothing.
Yeah.
The responsible
24
thing,
to nothing.
pull him off the field for a play, maybe 2.
With Simpson?
Just not 4.
24 to
Just
nothing.
not 4.
I know. I just
I don't understand that. 24-0. Traditional run game. I want to be the toughest team in the fourth quarter. What are we doing?
I know.
Was it an
Hand the
option
ball.
play or was it just like a
It
design
was option.
quarterback?
Option play. To the left side, then to the short
Yeah,
side.
still, don't give him an option. Just run the ball.
Yeah.
Don't
Hand
give him
the
the
ball
option.
off.
Yeah. If you give him the option, everything that we've talked about with Herbert, he's going to
Yeah, he gonna
try
run
to run the guy over.
Yeah, man.
And he
It'd be a
probably
tough one.
shouldn't all the time.
Yeah, you're gonna be a tough one.
He doesn't know how to take a hit like Lamar Jackson can.
So we've got a
real-
couple comments in the chat.
Please. I hope
Alex
someone's calling me
said,
stupid.
big fan of you, BK. Don't let Jay beat you in a race. That is Alex Fitzsimmons.
That's my dog. What's up, Fitty? My guy. He works at Alliance with us, man, and serves with us. Never let Jay beat me in the race, dog. Ever. That's my son.
One more comment in the chat from Kevin. He said Adrian Martinez talked about having your leading rushers not be the quarterback. It needs to be the running back. He's right, and he paid the price at Nebraska. He is not wrong.
That's what we
Playing
said.
with a broken jaw. That should not happen.
Yeah. I mean,
Traditional run game.
yeah, that's something that we talked about prior to the season. We're like, hey, if you guys are running this pro style fullback, tight end offense,
Fullback, remember? But our fullback, here's a question for you.
Yeah, man.
You played wide receiver in college football.
You did?
What do you think about our starting fullback is a transitioned wide receiver who is 180 pounds and is a playing fullback and has to go in there and be a lead blocker for a running back? What do you think? Could you be a fullback?
I mean, I was 35 pounds, though.
Yeah,
Like, it was a little different.
you're a big guy.
Yeah, that's different. But 100, yeah, that's you want to think maybe matchups, but I mean, you sending them there to go block. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he's showing something in practice we ain't seen, man, or some type of toughness.
I'm assuming you're
or
talking about
something.
Bonner.
I don't know what that is, though, man.
Do you want me blocking for you?
Nah, man. Nah.
That's the smartest shit I've ever heard.
But it's more so, too, because I know the resume, too, so you may not. You ain't used to winning, dog.
Not in
the
football.
standard's probably different, dog.
Hey, I'll tell you what, flag football, I'm a champ.
My man.
Block your
Trust
ass
you in
up.
that, right?
Yeah. But I don't know. Just to put a bow on that, I just feel like there are moments where it's like common sense should rule the day.
Yeah.
yeah. And like
sometimes
there might be people out there that are like, hey, you don't trust your offensive line to get you that yard on 4th and 1. And that might be some sort of common sense for some folks. But then my question to them is, so then you back the play up by 4 yards and then try it that way? Like, it just doesn't. I'll never understand it. Nobody understands it. You check Twitter after a play like that, and everybody's just
Going
like, what are we
crazy.
doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
even if it works, I'm still like, why did you do that?
Yeah.
Traditional run game, under center, hand the ball off. You're not 4 yards behind the offensive line. I don't know. Like, what do you guys do out of lines? Do you guys run? If it's short yardage, you guys run everything on the shotgun?
No, not it. It's fundamentals, man. Basic wishbone, power in your
Wishbone.
face. I mean, a lot of kids in youth ball, like, they don't want to tackle. So, like, I'm a big tester on, like, hey, you got to show me you can tackle first. Then we'll maybe change some things up. But I'm big on, like, we just going to run it in your face, and you got to show me you can stop it.
That's
Yeah.
That's big
As a
coming from a
receiver,
wide
too, right?
receiver,
Like,
man.
my son plays receiver, but I'm just like, this is our bread and butter. Now we spread them out. We got different formations and stuff, but like I'm starting in double tight, wishbone, power.
Service Academy
Show me.
Alliance
Yeah.
Sports Training,
Show
baby.
me. Show me. You got to show me first.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
That
show
is-
me.
That's the dog mentality.
Yeah.
I'm going to run it through your face mask until you show me I can.
You got to show me, man. You
Yeah.
have to, man. That's it's those fundamentals, because what I see in youth ball sometimes, unfortunately, you get a lot of these prideful dads that get into these positions and they think they Bill Belichick out of nowhere, and it's like they try to do all this other nonsense. It's just like, you need 10 plays, man, and you just need to teach football. And as they grow with that, then you throw in your this and that and your different wrinkles. But like, until we can run fast, run downhill, block the right people, Like, we don't need to be trying to put in empty and going all these triple. Like, no, run the ball, man, and block. Run the ball and block.
Timmy in that backfield, that's not Tom Brady. That's not Tom Brady.
Hand the ball off, take a right hand off, run downhill, and follow your block and go score. Like, that's what we want to do.
Well, and 90% of those coaches, their son's the quarterback.
Yeah. It's just that, and it's like, no, my son plays tight end and receiver, and he blocks a lot. Like, and he catches it when he wants to catch it. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? But it's just a standard, and I think it shows to the kids the different values of what just football looks like. You know, because I talk to these high school coaches, they tell me all the time, like, BK, we don't have time to teach kids how to run or take handoffs or do these different things. So it's like, that tells you that they need to just learn the fundamentals, and you press that, and the more they can be able to take, you develop more. But it's been times where you want to put in all this stuff, but it's like, dude, they're 12. They just don't. I mean, you want it to look like something, and they do it so bad. It's like, because they're not ready. They don't understand. And the defense isn't moving the way you want them to move either, because they don't know what they're doing. Yeah. So it's just, you gotta have patience with it and understand it. But that's why it's now being on the other side of it. Like, when you talk about these coaches, it's like, man, you want to like give them grace, but you also like, dude, it is common sense. But at that level, that much money, it's like, dude, ain't no telling what's going through some of those dudes' heads, man. Like,
big brain.
Well,
I
look,
can just imagine, man.
I think, okay, so here my plea to Satterfield is, if it's 24-0 with 10 minutes or less in the fourth quarter, stop running. Don't even give him the option to run
at all.
I know. Listen, we got big brain, galaxy brain with the last staff. Felt like had be the smartest guy in the room. You don't need to be that way. You don't need to show that you got this cute little play designed for Heinrich Harburg. Do the caveman shit that's been working. 24-0. We need Harburg. Give it to Emmett Johnson, who has consistently shown you he can hit a hole. It looks good. Give it to freaking Emmett Johnson.
We play in the Big Ten. You know how the Big Ten plays.
That's what you're known for, man.
We're on the goddamn ball.
That's what you're known for, dog.
We're on the goddamn ball.
Trad Eyeback, what's up?
Yeah. Okay. So we've got a guy on here, Matt Durkin. Says BK, class act, inspirational and a great teacher of the game. Blessed to have him as our coach at Alliance.
My guy, MD, I appreciate you, brother, man. I took coach's son, James, man. So, but they all tell you the same thing, man. It's like, dude, figure it out. It's that all the time, man. I didn't coach you everything. Go figure it out now. Now it's time to play. But I tell our boys all the time, I was like, I know y'all tired of me always talking about high school, but that's what I'm preparing you for.
Yeah, it's right around the corner.
It's coming right now, man. Like, some of these places just get so bugged down on wins and losses, and it's the right now. And don't get me wrong, like, you want to win. I remember Nick Saban said on College Game Day, like, winning in athletics is fun. And that's so true. Like, I'm not coming off of that. Like, winning is fun, but it's preparation too, especially when you're dealing with youth athletes. Like, it's to prepare them for the next level, like, even in the wins and losses, right? As much as you want to win, the wins are the cherries on top, but you have to teach the fundamentals of the game, man, because some kids won't play past, youth ball, and some of them know that, right? And then you got some of the boys that will go on, but you just got to teach them what is to be expected when you do get out there and prepare for football. You know what I'm saying? It's just a different level and different mindset you got to have, man.
Yeah, I mean, name one person besides me that talks about their middle school football record. And for those of you that are listening or watching right now, I don't talk about it in a positive way.
Hey, hold on.
Oh my
Connor,
God.
It's not your fault that Brandon Kinnie did not find the Alliance Sports Training Academy.
Right?
If you were around,
you would have got a spot, man. You would have figured it out.
Flexbone your ass.
You would have been. Hey, you have the most faith in me of anyone I've ever met.
We would have taught you, man. We would have taught you, dog. I'm
He's
telling
like
you.
Matt Earl, baby. He believes in you.
To your point, it's like nobody's going to sit here and talk about that middle school football.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Preparing them for the next level,
Yeah.
like that. You're not only teaching tools as a football player, you're teaching tools as people.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
It's that commitment, that discipline. Like, that's the biggest part of it, I have to imagine, at that level.
Yeah, man. Because the real world for me was that, like, I attacked it like football. So when I got into all these different jobs and different things, it was like, I only know one way, and it's just to go super, super hard, do it the right way, and just work really, really hard. Well, I learned that from football. But that's things that we tell our boys all the time of, like, look, man, all of y'all ain't going to the NFL. All of y'all ain't going to the NBA. But like some of y'all can be doctors and police officers or retail store managers or what entrepreneurs, but you learning the fundamentals of football to work hard, to be a good teammate, to be a leader, like those all translate. So when you are done with playing with football, guess where that energy goes, dude? To what you're doing. So that's only going to further you, help you, teach you so many other things in life, man. So much bigger than everything else, man.
We got a former teammate here.
Lord.
He said, ask BK why he missed the block for me on the screen when we played Baylor.
Who is that? Is that
Kyrie Cooper?
Coop, we was raw, dog. We was trying to figure it out, man.
Hey, no block, no rock, right?
Me and Coop was the young ones in the room just getting thrown in there like, we just got to figure it out, man. Every time I'm looking
Eyes wide.
we going in, man. Oh, man. My dog Coop blew, man.
Hey, you got to get Coop on the pod. Get Coop on the pod.
Yeah, man. You got to. You out in Virginia serving heavy, man.
Yeah, he said,
dude.
my guy.
My dude.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
We got any others on there?
We got Rob. Rob just said, my brother, real talk. That's Rob Ennis.
Hey, Robbie E, what's up, baby?
And then we got Brian Davis. We got a whole fan club here for BK. We got Brian Davis. He says, BK, tell the truth. Defense wins games.
That's my dude. That's my defensive coordinator, man. That's my right hand man for our team.
That's great.
He hates when we do offensive days. I'm like, BD, come on, bro. We need offense, dog. Offense gonna win the points, man. That's so awesome, man.
And, look, I know I was ranting about Sat earlier, but I'll just say, I think the way that they won on Saturday, the way that Nebraska won on Saturday, is the way that it needs to happen. It's the way that it needs to happen.
Gritty.
The 24-0 is awesome.
Would have been cool.
But I think it's even better that they won it the way they did, because it shows, okay, we started fucking up. Okay, things are looking kind of
Everybody was freaking out.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
Hey, we did it. We overcame. And look, you're gonna screw up. That's okay.
Yeah.
You could still win. I like ugly wins better than pretty. So when USC won 50-49, is that a pretty win because they scored 50 points? Like, I don't know.
No.
Some people might say that's the way football should be played.
Hey, you know what every USC fan is saying? They don't ask how, they ask how many.
Yeah.
Shoot.
But
It was a W.
it comes back to exactly what we said earlier in this episode. Bend, don't break. Nebraska bent. They did not break.
No, they didn't really bend that much, but they got a little.
They bent.
Yeah.
They bent.
It's
And when they bend, you get scared, right? Because it's what we're used to. And they usually break.
Yeah.
It's like, but it is. It's just bend, don't break, man. And that's for a first year coach trying to change a program around. Those wins are deep. Like, you'll take those. That's fine. You figuring it out. You gritting it out. You're just playing football, and you're developing dudes too, man. You got young dudes out there playing. Come on, man.
No, this again. Like, I'm gonna keep saying this over and over again until they lose again.
You're gonna be going crazy. His content is hilarious, man. He's watching the game, man. It's so funny, dude.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, guys. I'm just bracing for it, but I'm just saying, what you see in year one right now, it's like proof of concept. Like, you guys are making the same mistakes that you did before. You guys lost before, and it was bogging you down mentally. And the fans were groaning every time we took the freaking field. We didn't hold up the 4 like this before the fourth quarter because we were like, fuck, it's the fourth quarter.
That's the worst part of the game.
I hate the fourth quarter.
That's when we get those close.
Even when we're winning, it's like, oh, not the fourth quarter. There's still another quarter left.
Right.
We're going to fuck this up. But now, when the fourth quarter hits, it's like, they're going to hold on. There's proof of concept, building the foundation, all those cliches. I think it's happening right before our very eyes.
And I mean, look, we have talked about like the contrast, right, between the former regime and what we're looking at right now.
Wait, who was the former regime?
Former head coach Scott.
Thank you.
And like 2 years into that, we were like, this is not how this should look. This is not even close to how it should look.
It looks like Pee-wee.
Yeah. But
not Alliance.
We've still got 4 games left. And at this point right now, we're like, yeah, this is how it should look.
Yeah.
This is how it should. It's not pretty, but these boys are coming out here and they're still winning games.
Honestly,
With-
that
with-
defense is a masterpiece. I will say
It is cool.
hey,
I didn't
that
expect that.
defense
I didn't
is
expect that D to play
not
like
at
that.
all. Oh my god!
Not in the 3-3. I didn't expect that at all.
I will give Tony White my entire salary just to stay here. But I want to give credit because I think we've all said it, but you three have said it consistently over the
Ooh.
course of this season.
What did I say?
Make us feel good.
We have an adult in the room,
Yes.
Yeah.
and it
Sure.
feels like it.
I said that
You can
before
see
you got
it.
hired. I said just
You-
hire a competent adult.
You can see it in the game planning. You can see it in the team. You can see it in the results. There is an adult in the room, and things are going well.
There's belief. Listen, I want ugly games. BK, I think you can agree with me on this.
Yeah.
This is football, not a damn beauty pageant.
Yeah.
I don't need a 50-49 shootout. I
Yeah.
don't need
I want
Oregon.
It's
I don't
stressful
need.
too.
I don't need Oregon
Yeah,
speed.
It's too stressful.
Yeah.
I want it
It's
ugly.
stressful.
I want it ugly, BK.
I
Yeah,
want,
man.
I want a
Ugly
rock
up.
fight.
Yeah.
It's the first year. It should be
It
ugly.
should be like
Yeah,
that.
it
man.
should be.
Yes.
So I
And
don't.
if you
I don't
can
want
squeeze that out of that 7-8 games out of that, dude. Come on, man.
I don't.
When we got to 3 wins, people were talking about how we had already amassed as many wins as Matt Rule had in his first year at Temple and his first year at Baylor combined.
Mhm.
One more win, we double it. I want triple.
Yeah.
Oh, relax.
He's so
relax.
serious. I love the face.
I
He's so
know.
excited.
I want triple.
I love it.
The
Kyle.
mustache controls his eyes. Yeah, it really does. It controls.
That was like a
everything.
movie scene, dog. I
Yeah.
love that. That was good, man.
We are seeing a year one Matt Rule that at programs that were turned around during the Matt Rule eras at their respective programs, we're seeing a much better start.
Yeah.
And that gives me a lot of faith. I think it comes down to Nebraska's resources, what we can do in recruiting, and especially what Matt Rule can do in recruiting. The man's a goddamn genius. And the fans.
Yeah.
It's
It's exciting. It's exciting. It
Okay.
is.
So let's flip the page.
Yep.
Saturday we go on the road.
Mm.
We're going to East Lansing. I was supposed to go to that game, but you know, my wife's having a kid in 2 weeks, so we'll not be there.
Poor timing.
He's really mad about being a dad.
Never mad about that. BK, you did play Michigan State. Did you get to go to East Lansing?
I didn't get to go there. They came to
Lincoln.
Nebraska. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
We got that was a tough win too that year. I think.
Do
I can't
you?
remember the score.
Yeah.
Super
Do you?
tight,
Do you remember anything memorable from your time playing against the Spartans?
super scrappy team. Super scrappy. Kirk Cousins, the same guy. That
Kirk
is in the league,
Cousins?
man, same guy.
He had
but
an Achilles tendon, right?
No, he was playing then.
Yeah, he had an Achilles.
Super scrappy team though, man. Got after it. I mean, we had a game plan to get the ball on the edge a lot in that game too as well. I think I had like 6 or 7 catches that game too. So super fun game though, and we were able to pull out that win too as well. So I think it obviously always tough going into these Big Ten arenas, if you want to call them, to get out there and get a play. But I think this can cap a lot for these boys, man, if they go on the road and get a win, dude. I think that'd be super huge for them in confidence and leading up to hopefully getting in the bowl game. You know, that could be some cool things, man, from that.
So your Michigan State game, I don't know if you remember. We'll have to go back in time a little bit, but you did have an 80-yard touchdown.
There was
an 80-yard touchdown drive.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. And
Yeah,
I think you had 2 catches.
We ran a lot of hitches, man.
Yeah.
A lot of hitches. There was a lot of blocking. A lot of blocking in that game.
Hey,
man.
you know what?
A lot
No
of push
block, no
crack
rock,
blocking.
right?
Yeah.
A lot of push crack.
Yes.
Well, there's a lot of talk about Michigan State. You know, they're a mess. Mel Tucker left him kind of swinging in the wind there.
He was swinging something.
He's
What?
Hold on,
I thought that was gonna come from Jared and anybody. I thought it was not Mike. I didn't know that.
Mike, what do you mean by that?
Just gonna leave it there, bud. It's a family-friendly show with a couple cuss words. That's about it.
Thank God the FCC can't find us.
Oh man, it's
In
too funny.
In an attempt to transition back, they're winless in the Big Ten.
Mm.
You know, if you look at their stats, and look, I don't have them in front of me, but like, not good. They're not a good team. They're just not. Okay, we don't need to sit here and pretend like, well, they're actually like pretty good at not. Like, there's not really an aspect of the game where it's like, oh, like even Purdue. was averaging like 3 sacks a game, and it's like, oh, maybe that's something you gotta. But through 8 games, there's really nothing that they do very well. So I'm not saying it's a Nebraska automatic win or anything like that, but going to East Lansing, that's a place that Nebraska hasn't done too bad. In their history, I can remember a few losses,
The
but
last one was the most disgusting loss that I've ever seen.
yeah,
So
the punt, yeah.
the punt, we had the lead, and then you punt to the wrong side of the field, and nobody was there, and they just returned it for a touchdown. Ugh.
Yeah, it just again, I'm not going to lie and say that I've watched Michigan State. I don't even know who to watch for. I don't know.
Well, they were getting killed by Michigan, but Michigan knew their signs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I do want to bring up, you mentioned, you don't have the exact numbers on stats.
Right.
Michigan State's offense currently ranked 111th
Ooh.
in the
Sure.
country.
We're
Nebraska
110.
Nebraska ranked 110.
Yeah.
Nice.
We're better on offense than they are.
Rock.
Yeah, is that something
fights.
you want to be happy about?
Yeah.
Is that one that you're gonna,
It's gonna be
right
a dog fight.
That's
Yeah.
a feather.
Hey, rock fights, baby. rock
feather.
fights. It's the Big Ten.
Listen. I'm here. I'm here for it. We could give scoring predictions if you want to.
Yeah, let's go around the table.
all right.
We got to.
So I'll just start because I kind of have some in mind.
Wow.
I'm gonna say Nebraska 20,
Ooh.
Sparty 16.
2016.
20 to 16.
So that don't make my guess feel too bad like that. That was good. That was good.
KB, what you got?
That's tough.
I've got 24 to 12. 24 to 12. Now, I will say he mentioned that we don't have the stats or anything just pulled up. I do.
You got him.
Yeah.
Kyle's ready.
Yeah.
I've been looking at them all day.
Nebraska and Michigan State, their total yard average, they're off by 0.3.
Yeah.
322.4 to 322.1. Nebraska is much better at rushing, and Nebraska is much better at defense. So,
Yeah. These offenses are not good, folks. They're not good.
not great.
They're the worst.
Not great.
Oh my God.
People tell me. People have been telling me that they're the worst offenses they've ever seen. Terrible.
bad.
Just despicable offenses. Just the worst.
So, yeah, 24-12.
All right.
Nebraska, of course.
Nebraska.
I'm going to go on a limb here, guys.
A limb.
27-6, Nebraska.
Oh, I love it.
Like, I think seeing this defense in person in the stadium.
He's got season
I have
tickets.
season tickets. Seeing them in person, like, gosh, they are so good. And if the offense just gets out of their own way, it could be a game like this. And there's always ifs. But I'm going to say 27-6. I don't
Three-score win.
I don't think the offense for Michigan State is very good. I think the defense for Nebraska is very good. I don't think the offense for Nebraska is very good. I think the defense for Michigan State is not very good. So I think we'll figure it out.
Figure it out.
27-6.
I'm a little pissed.
Oh, here we go. He's going to say your
Here we
exact
go.
score.
Yeah,
I was thinking of it.
No.
He goes, I'm a little pissed.
No. So
And he's all smiling.
I was not going with the exact score, but I feel like now we're playing Price is Right rules because I have 27-7 Nebraska.
Yeah, of course you do.
I have 27-7. MSU will score. They'll get one in there. This defense, while, number 13 in the country, we're probably not pitching a shutout. But I do see Nebraska eating up a lot of clock, getting points where they can. I like that 27-7.
TOP.
All right. Save the best for
that
last.
sloppy top.
Not even, man. I'll say 24-14.
24-14.
24-14 Nebraska. Yeah, I think it's going to be a dogfight, especially with those offenses struggling the way that they do at times. But, I mean, hopefully that defense can bring some momentum on the road, really cause an uproar and just get those boys rolling. But I think they pull it out 24-14, man.
Well, one of the biggest concerns that I have is, look, the defense is going to break sometime.
When?
It's just it's just a matter of, are they going to break against this Michigan State offense? It's like, well,
We've played higher powered offenses. We played one last week.
Yeah.
higher powered offenses.
Yeah. We
Is that
played an
where we're
offense that ranked in the 80s
that
last week. We're at 111 this week.
Well,
I don't think the offense or the defense
I mean, I feel like
against this one.
The gap from like
Higher
80s,
powered.
80s
Yeah.
to 110 can't be
Yeah, you're-
that big. We're talking probably like
Do you think 1 to 30 is that big? Where does the I don't think you can say that with any sort of confidence that 80
listen,
to 111 can't be
Here's
that
the thing.
big.
Here's the thing. You know what this motherfucker just said?
Yeah.
Higher powered offenses.
It is higher
80s
powered.
Stop with that.
It is higher powered. If they weren't higher powered, they wouldn't be 30 spots above them, you goon.
So they're just automatically higher powered.
Yes, that's what the numbers say.
they've had more success.
You're fast and loose with your words.
I didn't say high powered. I said higher
Power
powered.
than that.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't say high powered.
Ignorant.
Yeah, take a break.
You're right. Listen,
Take a break.
listen, you're right. Purdue is higher powered than Michigan State.
I'm not saying Purdue's offense is good.
I know.
I'm saying
Oh,
they're
I
greater than
love
Michigan
it.
State's.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm just higher powered, Okay. But yeah, it's just like just get to 6 before you break down. Just get to that 6. I know Matt Rule would hate me for saying it, but just get to that 6 before the defense, because it's gonna happen.
No.
This offense has put them in way too many shitty situations.
I'm gonna
It's
jump
gonna
across this.
Your
table, I
rating,
swear to
your
God.
after our
Jump
show
across this
or whatever with Ravi. Ravi was banging the 8-4 drum.
He was.
You never said where you were at though.
Yeah, well,
You were 5 and
do
7.
I have to?
You were 5 and 7.
Yeah,
I
you
was.
were 5 and 7.
Listen, I know.
Hey,
Robbie,
Kyle,
they've already
Kyle,
reached.
Do you remember us being the only winning season guys?
Hey, the season's not
Jeez,
over.
hold on. Hold
Hey,
on.
we're not done yet.
What'd you pick? What'd you pick?
I picked 5 and 7.
Okay.
I said
I
until
think
you.
that would have been fair. Though. That's
Hey, so we
fair.
had a rule though. We had a rule. You could not pick 6 and 6 because that's a cop out.
Okay.
So you had to pick a side, and I picked the other
I
side
feel
until
that.
proven otherwise.
I would have felt that going into
Yeah.
this year too. I feel that.
And guess what?
I feel
That
that.
could still happen.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
That's why.
There's
Just
a
chill.
chance Kyle and I are wrong too.
Yep.
We could go.
I know, but
9-3.
you're going at it like you've already freaking like you've already like you've made the guaranteed rate bowl game.
favorite.
Hold on.
Hey, do not talk down on a bowl game.
I'm
Dude,
not. I'm saying that you guys are already assuming it's happening.
It's
like,
not.
I didn't
hold
say
on.
shit.
it's not.
I didn't
happening
say shit.
yet. But when it does, if it does, we're doing a live show wherever we end up.
Mhm.
I don't care if it's Detroit. We'll be there.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Little Caesars Bowl don't matter.
Don't
man. Got
care.
one of them.
We'll figure it
Got
out.
something.
Little Caesars is awesome.
We better get free pizza.
It just feels good that look, it's Halloween Eve, November is soon, and like games matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
man.
Well, and I mean, just look at what it has done for us. We've got 5 people sitting at this table right here. I had to count 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
We've got 5 people sitting at this table that
Yeah.
all guessed wins, convincing wins nonetheless.
2016, but yeah, I get you. I get you.
Right. We all guessed wins, and if you would have asked me 3 years ago, how many times do we? 2 years ago, how many times do we sit around this table and all of us like it's a loss?
We were
It's a
yelling
loss.
at each
It's a
other
loss. We
about
are
like
so
how
back.
bad we were gonna lose.
Yeah.
Hey,
We're like, no, he's gonna fumble. No.
we sat down with microphones in front of our faces, smiling.
Yeah.
It just feels good.
Yeah, it
feels
does
great.
feel good.
It feels good to win one.
All right. Well, we're at a good point in the show. Let's flip it to BK. It is the BK show.
Not even.
I
Not even.
just kidding.
Heck no.
Tell the listeners. So Alliance football. Are you guys done?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it
We
done
just
for the
finished
year?
out.
Okay.
Yeah, so we just finished out. We had 7 teams this year, ranging from 3rd to 8th grade. A few of our teams, went out to Des Moines this past weekend. We had a team play here in the Halloween Havoc tournament too as well. So great first year, man.
Yeah.
Super great first year. Great feedback. Kids having fun. Kids trying football for the first time and just enjoying it, man. It was a pleasure to serve with a lot of these coaches too. I mean, they did a great job of really loving on these kids, giving them the fundamentals, and just giving them an opportunity to just go out there and play and have fun, man.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
Well, it's awesome seeing it grow from the last time that you were here.
Yeah, man.
I
How
mean,
long
that
ago was
wasn't even
that?
that long. That was like a year ago.
Was it?
Yeah, it was like a year.
And
Yeah.
Alliance
Crazy.
is just it's taken off. I do have a question for
Yeah,
you.
man.
So obviously you're a football guy basketball at heart, though.
Yeah.
Is the Alliance going to do any basketball?
Yeah, we got
stuff?
basketball.
you got some
So we got
teams
5
going, or what?
basketball teams this year. We'll have 1 5th grade, 2 6th grade teams, a 7th grade team, and an 8th grade team.
Dang.
That's been huge. We only had 1 for the past 3 years. So we finally kind of said, you know what, it's time. The biggest thing was just being scared to open up the floodgates and not have places to really practice and do different things like that. So I've been able to have some help to just really open up different gyms and have different access to be able to now have 5 teams to where we can kind of build on something, having 2 baseball teams as well coming up this fall. So it's growing, man. It's absolutely growing the right way. And the biggest thing, man, and the motto of everything that we do is just keep the main thing. And it's like, serve the kids, man. Serve the kids, because this is the reason why we're here. Some organizations forget that, man, and it becomes political and about things that it shouldn't. And it's like, just serve the kids, man. Keep the main thing, because I'm going to always do that, right? I'm not sacrificing the foundation for anything other than what's right, man. So it's been great. It's been great to see it grow. It's been great to get the feedback from so many. It's been just super dope to just know, like, dude, this football has really started. You jumped out there and, like, look what happened, man. Super cool.
Hell yeah.
Love what you've done with the Lions.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it, man.
And it's been cool too, because like when we talked to you, I think you were one of the first people that we talked to that had their own thing going on as far as like sports training goes.
Yeah, man.
And then we interviewed a couple other people and they're like, yeah, I'm doing it too. And I'm doing it too. I mean, it's like a whole thing.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
So cool.
And it should be like, that's what it's about. Like, it should be about kingdom building with like, not just through Alliance, but like, there has to be places in different places, north side of town, west side of town, south, like that. That's what you should be given permission to. It's not about where they play or fighting over kids. As long as the kids are playing football and being taught the right way, that's making the pot of football better in Omaha.
Yes.
And eventually, hopefully, right, that pot gets so good that when Nebraska does come to recruit, like, we can choose them from different places. That's the only goal, man. It's never to take anybody else's light, to do anything. It's just like, I love football. Football changed my life. God was with me through all of it, but I didn't see it all the time, because I thought I was going to go make millions of dollars. And he said, no, I want you to go do this. And oh, okay. This makes more sense
still
now.
want my millions.
Yeah, right. I still want a couple millions too. But it's so fulfilling, man, because you're genuinely teaching kids the right way to play football and the right way to love it and not worship it, right? Because you see so many athletes too get done with football and they're like, what now? Like, I don't know what to do now. What I don't know. But it's like giving these kids different avenues and different understanding of like what life is, and knowing that, hey, it's not just about this, but this is an avenue that you could use, right, for whatever platform that it may turn into, a podcast, entrepreneurial, whatever it may be. You know,
you're teaching life skills, not just sports skills.
Absolutely. And that's what it is. Alliance Sports Training is the LLC sports training side of it. Alliance Life Skills is the nonprofit side of it, to where we're doing our community events, we're pouring back, just all types of things, man, of really serving the youth and doing it the right way. That's it, man. That's all I want to be known for, is just serving these babies the right way, bro. That's literally it, you know. So
yeah. And I mean, I saw you at the Millard South. At Millard South, I forget who was playing.
It was West Side.
West Side. West Side. Millard South.
Big
game. But you know, just as like a person perspective, man, like I felt no hesitation just coming up and being like, yo, what's up, man?
He's like, I'm like, man, for real? Are you serious? Get me back on the podcast. I'm trying to come.
Let's get back in here. I've been trying to get BK back for
Mike always hit me, man. He always texts me, man.
I just got to check in. I got to check in on him, check on the fans.
Yeah, he hit me up, man. He always do. Keep me in the loop of what y'all do. And the same for y'all, man. It's been so awesome to see what you guys are doing, man. Even watching the Dylan episodes and stuff when he's up here. I love Dylan, man. That's my guy. So y'all doing some great things. And it's just so cool to see people jumping out there, man. Like, I just feel like ever since COVID, the entrepreneur game has just been skyrocketing, man. But it's been giving people permission to be like, just go. Like, you got one life to live, man. If you feel like God is tugging you to go do something, do it, man. Like, do it, right? You don't never know, man. You'll never know, dude. So you got to go try it at least, man. Even if it's failing, like, just try it. Just go do it. Yeah, man.
So if there's any kids out there, so I guess how does it work? So basketball's probably already rolling.
Yeah, getting ready. Okay. We're still taking registrations for 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade if you're looking to play. And it's again, same thing, fundamental basketball, man. We're not doing super like heavy competitive and try, just getting kids out there playing ball and loving the game. And then we'll start the training side back in the spring when the weather gets good. We're still working on like building situations and different things like that, financing through banks and stuff. So it's just a process. But when you have access still, you just go do what you can with what you have. You know what I'm saying? So, usually we start back our training session, speed, agility, and different things like that in the spring. And then we focus heavy, obviously, in the fall with basketball. We're also creating 707 too as well. So we'll have a 707 program in the spring too as well. So we're getting that figured out too. But again, man, just to give kids opportunity to play it at an affordable price, man. That's all that's about. Just coming out and just showing these kids like, hey, it's not about all these other things that you're seeing, but learning the game the right way.
Stay off social media.
Yes, man. Stay off of that, dog. Golly, all that geek. It's like, stop. I tell my basketball team all the time, I've coached these boys for the past 2 years now. Like, 3 years. And I told them, like, you guys don't shoot threes. None of y'all can shoot. So until y'all can, none of y'all can shoot. So until you can do a jump stop layup, you're not doing nothing else, man. I'm sick of these kids being able to Euro step and do all this stuff, but they can't dribble left-handed or can't do a left-hand layup. It's like, what are you doing, man? Learn how to do a jump stop layup, and then we can talk about shooting a three.
Jared, would you say figure it out?
Here, I would say this. I would say stay off social media unless you go to Instagram and you look up Alliance_sports_training.
Yes, sir.
And of course, the NBNR podcast.
Of course.
But go to Alliance Sports Training. Google that. You will find Facebook, Instagram,
man, all of it.
Like more information on that, getting people registered.
Yeah, man. So join the family, man. That's all it is.
I love it. Mike will probably put the link in the description or something. There you go, Bill.
Yeah, man.
Of course. You want guys that care about your kid.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
it, man. That's it. Getting in there and doing it, man. And looking at the back end stuff at different places and just being like, you know what? I can do this and I can do it better. I can do it better. I can really do it with the right heart and it's hard. Don't get me wrong. It's hard to stay focused on that too, because sometimes you do get bogged down with wanting to win and wanting that type of content, but like ultimately keeping your mind on the right thing and keeping the main thing in the main thing. And it's just serving, man. Just serve from a loving heart. Everything else will take care of itself, man.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Seriously, man.
Molly Dunbar said
My
he's
sister-in-law
doing big things. Proud to see it.
Appreciate you, Sensei.
And then Alex Ennis said Alliance Sports Training with the heart. So
that's my lady. Appreciate you, Alex.
He's got all the love.
My sister-in-law is in Arizona. I'm kind of upset with her. She's in Arizona right now, 80-degree weather. FaceTime and we watching.
Hey, you know what? We win a bowl game. We make it to AZ.
We going, man.
You come up with the guys. We'll do a live show out there, right?
We have Prince out there too. Prince will come join, man. He'll come kick it. Yeah, Prince will come kick it, dog.
Yeah,
he'll come vibe out.
Yeah,
he will, man.
Cool. I think that's a great way to end it, right?
Yeah,
there.
man. I appreciate y'all always, man. Always a great vibe here, man. I appreciate y'all seriously, man. It means a lot having me here, dog.
Appreciate you.
Yeah,
we
man.
appreciate you, bro.
Always,
thank you
brother.
for coming
It's love,
in,
man. Always love, man.
All right, guys. What do you say we sign off?
Let's do it.
I want
Let's
to
do it.
Jared Holt,
Mike Delaware.
Kyle Byers.
Connor Cadillac.
BK!
Hey, that's a good ending.
as always, beat Michigan State and GBR.